So this is a first for me. This is the first time I've ever actually conducted an interview in my living room. Because you're a local boy, Tom.
Well, I live in Guildford, yeah.
You're a Guildford boy, and I live just around the corner, and you were playing Guildford last night. So we arranged for you to pop by the flat.
Yes.
Have I made you feel at home?
It's a very nice flat, and I'm enjoying it so far.
It's going well.
It's very nice. I've had a lovely glass of water, which was...
Room temperature?
It was top-notch tap water.
Hey, you're welcome.
It's as good as I could have asked for.
You get only the best here, mate. Only the best.
1, 2, 3, cut, cheer, glassy metal, go!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we? Yeah. Yes? Fantastic. This is going to be fun. No? My name's Tom Lucy. That's a big drink you've got there. It's like a bucket. Are you going to get drunk? Presumably. Okay. Have you not got high hopes for the comedy? Don't worry. I've made too much eye contact with you immediately. I've made you feel nervous. My name's Tom Lucy. I'm not from Brixton, you might have told. I'm from a place called Guildford. So you know Guildford? Yeah? I tell you, Guildford's a great place if you like hills and you dislike black people. But unfortunately for me, you see, I'm the opposite. I like black people and I dislike hills, which is why I'm moving to Botswana.
Do you think it works in your favour, being so young?
Oh, I don't know.
For this industry? Because the thing is, I mean, from my point of view, and I think for a lot of people sometimes, we don't... 18-year-olds aren't funny. Yeah. They're annoying. No, seriously. And when I saw your stuff on YouTube, you're genuinely funny, and I think there's a maturity that comes across that most 18-year-olds don't have.
Well, I feel like I have to address how old I am quite quickly when I go on stage. Yeah. Because I feel like it can be a bit of a barrier if you don't mention it. It's almost like having like a physical disability or something. You have to mention it as soon as you get on stage, or it makes people nervous. Right. So, but no, I think it is an advantage. Right. Because I feel like I go on stage and then people are a bit, they don't expect much. Right. And then if you're even a little bit good, they're like, they think you're amazing because you're young. Right. So no, I think it is an advantage. Yeah. I'm 18 years old. Oh, please don't patronise me. The phrase people use when I tell them I'm 18 is, if I could be 18 for my whole life, I fucking would. And I think, I fucking hope not. I don't want to be doing the things I'm doing now when I'm 40. Stacking pillows in front of my bedroom door to stop my mum from walking in on me wanking. That is not a happy 40-year-old. You can say what you want about my dad, but he's not happy, I'll tell you that.
Do you get nervous then playing these shows?
Yeah,
How do you overcome that before you walk out on stage in front of these people? Because unlike with music, I think when you're a support band for a big artist, people will happily stand there and listen. But you've got a job. You're trying to make people laugh, and that's not, as you probably know, that's not an easy thing. How do you feel just before you're stepping out?
I mean, I used to get really, really nervous. Like, to the extent that I would be nervous like 3 days before a show, and that's just an unhealthy way to live, to be honest.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because it's just, you're just permanently in a stressful situation. Yeah. But now it's got to the stage where I'm alright until about half an hour before, right, and then I'll start to get nervous. Okay. And then it sort of builds until it gets to like a fever pitch just before, right, and then it's fine. It's always fine when I'm on.
Absolutely. Yeah, but that buzz before you go on.
I mean, the first gig I ever did, I don't think I ate for about 2 days, and that's not a healthy
you
way.
went on with no energy.
That's not a healthy way to live. Yeah.
No.
I've been doing some things 18-year-olds do. I've been learning to drive. Right, I've got this driving instructor called Jack. Right, now Jack likes to think of himself as a bit of a player. Okay, now by player, I mean of the World of Warcraft variety. He's a loser, basically. He's a bit of a loser. He's quite a laddie bloke, Jack, and I'm not really a lad, He likes to refer to me as a bad boy, which is, appreciated, but largely inaccurate. The other day we were having this driving lesson, and I said to him, Jack, is it all right when I turn the steering wheel if I cross my hands, just because it's easier? And he looked at me and he went, Tom, do you think I got to where I am today by crossing my hands? I said, no, Jack, you got to where you are today by failing your exams. I come from quite a weird family, actually. My dad is working class and emotionally retarded. And my mum is middle class and emotionally retarded. We're an English family, basically. My mum is great because she's one of those sort of subconsciously racist middle class people. You know, the middle class in this country are basically split into two groups, the subconsciously racist and the racist. Now, I don't think my mum is a racist person. I'm not saying she is racist, but she will occasionally say things to me like, "Oh, Tom, I met a man today. Yeah, he was Indian, but he was very nice." Sorry, what? We didn't really need the butt there, did we? I'm not quite sure how she's expecting me to react, you know, like I'm going to go, "Oh my God, you met an Indian man? What, in the street? What, walking freely? What, did you tell the police? These bloody Indians, what are they like?" She says a lot of weird stuff on Mum. She says stuff like, "Oh, Tom, have you heard the news about Julie breaking her pelvis?" "No." "Well, you know Julie?" "Yeah. She broke her pelvis?" "I know that."
No. What was your first gig?
I was 16. At my school, in like an assembly, I got up and did like impressions of the teachers, which goes down amazingly in schools.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's also difficult because it was in front of all my peer group, so if it had gone badly, I don't know, I probably would have had to leave the school.
That's it, your education
relocate
ruined.
to the north or something.
Yeah.
Cut all ties.
16, man. I mean that is probably more nerve-wracking, is it not, getting up in front of a school and were you obviously you're not at school anymore, you're at university, is that correct?
Yeah, in Bristol, yeah.
So were you the cool kid at school, or were you and it sounds like a weird thing, but I think, you know, unless you're the cool kid, walking onto that stage is scary, you know?
Well, I wouldn't say I was the cool kid.
No.
I don't think I can't think of any.
It feels so weird me asking.
I can't think of any.
I don't think I've ever asked that question.
Were you the cool kid at school?
Were you the cool kid?
I don't think any comedian was the cool kid at school.
Right, okay.
I think that's probably why
they become comedians.
Now, don't touch my phone. Just look at it. Don't swipe it. It worries me when people say that with iPhones. I'm slightly worried I'm going to swipe my mum's phone and there'll be a picture of my dad in some sort of sex harness. Just sort of, you know. "Oh, no, that's not for you. Yeah, that was your father last night. They had a 3 for 2 offer on bike cables at Halford, so he brought one into the bedroom. Yeah, it took us 45 minutes to get him out of that. Had to get Julie involved. That's how she broke her pelvis."
And so, am I right in thinking as well that you were the same school where you performed your first stand-up? Were you banned from doing comedy at school? Is that correct? Well, I was told this. Someone told me this.
Yeah. Well, so basically, I was told there were a few things I wasn't allowed to talk about in these concerts, and I sort of did. I'm going to talk about
Puberty.
the teachers. Yeah. So I talked about the teachers, and it didn't go well. It went really well with the students, but the teachers in question weren't so happy.
Really?
No. Well, one of them in particular wasn't very happy.
What sort of thing?
And I've actually got to go back. I got asked to go back to my old school to do a show in June, and apparently there was a bit of an argument in the common room about me coming back.
Really?
Yeah, because there's one or two teachers who weren't happy with the sort of freedom of speech that I was.
You were touting around. Was this show? Was this just as you were close to leaving?
Yeah, this was towards the end.
Right, okay, I was going to say, so you can sort of get away with it at that point.
But that's quite cool, isn't it, being banned?
Being banned? I mean,
I was happy with that.
That makes, that's a cool thing.
Better
I mean, I think you need that on your poster.
Because then you become I became like a figure of rebellion in the school.
It's difficult being 18. I assumed when I turned 18, I would lose my virginity. That's what we're going to talk about now. It's going to get awkward. I assumed I would lose my virginity. I just thought, well, 18-year-olds have sex. So, you know, I guess when I'm 18, I'll have sex. You know, I thought when I'm 18, I'll probably be lounging around in a velvet dressing gown, smoking cigars, drinking whiskey, and, you know, having sex every hour on the hour. That's what I thought would happen. When the clock strikes, I strike. That was going to be my motto. I had T-shirts made. I had to send them back at some expense.
And your parents, are they supportive?
Well, my dad is very supportive. He's like almost obsessed by it.
Really?
Yeah, he's sort of taken on this role of he's sort of obsessed with social media at the moment, and he's always talking to me about my Twitter account and my Facebook account and what I should be putting out on there.
Wow, cool dad.
Which, yeah, I suppose it's helpful, but yeah, he doesn't really know what he's talking about.
And do they find you funny? That might sound like a really weird thing.
Well,
but...
I don't let them watch my shows.
Oh, do you not?
No, I've got this weird. They've never seen me perform live.
It's going to happen at some point. You
At
need
some
to do it
point,
when
yeah.
you're doing the O2.
Well, I suppose
then you know they can be hidden in there
them
somewhere.
right at the back, and then I would never. There's no way I'd see
That's
them.
very kind of you. Give them the good seats right at the back.
I don't want them at the front.
Do you remember the first joke you ever wrote?
I don't remember exactly the first joke, and it wasn't even really a joke. It was just. It actually was quite mean when I think about it.
Right.
But there was a teacher because I did the first gig at school.
Four teachers, yeah.
He had a really bad lisp, and
Right.
I basically just did like an impression of him shout, because he used to shout at people and like tell them off for smoking in the playground.
Right.
In the playground.
Okay.
And I just did like an impression of him shouting at people to stop smoking, and it's not even a joke when you think about it. It's just like it's basically bullying.
Bullying. That's all that is.
It's
Wow.
bullying, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I suppose that would be when I became a bully. When I started.
Oh wow.
I could tell my mum was unsure about whether or not I was a virgin. I could tell she was on. She would drop subtle hints, you know, like continuously playing Madonna's "Like a Virgin" in the car, and sort of looking at my reaction, you know, like a virgin. Oh, do you like this song, Tom? Yeah. I mean, do you just like it for the beat, or does it speak to something a bit deeper, perhaps? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. That's my time. Cheers. Thanks very much.
Oh dear. Well, listen, Tom, absolute pleasure. Thank you for stopping by
Thanks
my
very
flat.
much. It's been really fun.
Yeah, great stuff, man, and all the best for man. The future is looking pretty exciting. It really
Thanks,
is.
man. It's been really fun.
And best luck with Portsmouth tonight.
Thanks a lot, man.
Tom
Cheers.
Lucy.